What is happening, people? So let's do a quick roll call.
What up?
Let's do a quick roll call. We got High Contrast, aka Eric Langford, in the building.
Hello.
We have Eddie Knight in the building.
Woo.
In the car. We got Sir Ernest, aka author You Love Ernest.
Yes, what up?
And then we got director, actor Dwayne Hurt in the building.
What's up, y'all?
What is happening, gentlemen? Great to see you all. And yeah, man, let's jump right into it. We're gonna answer 3 different questions as we have this discussion. We're gonna start off with first thoughts and impressions of the first 2 episodes. Let's start with you, Sir Dwayne Hurt. First thoughts and impressions of the first 2 episodes. Let us know what you think.
Well, the first 2 episodes, I thought they were really. I love the action action, first of all, because the action is
the
like
opening action sequence was on point.
It was like the action lasted for like 10 minutes, like the first 10-15 minutes of the first episode. It was like, damn, they really going in with it, delivering with the action with this. And
yeah, they were not playing. And the way that he used his shield or his wings as a shield was on point.
Yeah, that was tight. That was tight. I'm glad that they're finally we're finally getting to explore more of Anthony Mackie's character, his Falcon character more, get to know more of his background, because they really just put that character to the side, and we get to know more about him.
We knew nothing about him prior to this. We just knew that he was that guy that was always by Captain America's side, but with no context to how he even got there.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I like the fact that what's real interesting. Before I continue how I felt about it, like I thought it was interesting on how I thought. No, we gonna cover that later. I thought thought because I know you're gonna probably bring this up. But yeah, it was great. And Bucky, the fact that Bucky is in therapy and all that stuff now, that's interesting. And the way the first episode ended,
I do like the fact that they're exploring two different aspects with the different characters, where you have one end where you're exploring the mental health aspect of things with Bucky and his dealing with trauma, and then on the other side you're dealing with Falcon and race relations.
True that.
So that's true. I think it's very. I'm like, dang, okay. So Marvel is gonna just jump right in with this. They're not gonna pull back. I like that.
Yeah. And the second episode, I like the fact that there's more. It's kind of like a buddy cop comedy almost. You know what I'm saying? It was funny. It's really funny. I laughed a lot during this, and I'm kind of mad that it's only 6 episodes, and we already 2 episodes out, and we only got 4 left. So it just feel like it's going by real fast,
Yeah, I was a little concerned because I felt like, I don't know, maybe because I got a little greedy and was like, I want more.
Yeah.
But we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to Sir Langford. Talk to us.
All right, so you can raise your hand if you disagree with me. This is Captain America 4.
That makes sense.
Yes, no? Not sure? Okay. So my first instinct was, okay, so I do everything that this show is doing well. I feel like conflicted because I feel like they're doing it well in some places and not as well in other places. And I know that's a thing that comes out of some productions. Overall, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
One thing, in retrospective, both episodes so far, especially knowing there's only 6 episodes, which, brief aside, if they're all roughly 30 to 40 minutes, it's like a 3-hour movie, which is like Endgame. So it really is just like, anyways, a lot of exposition. A lot of just like information dumping. Now I'm glad because it shows that they care about characters that previously feel like they're being glossed over. I like that we're getting that side of Cap where he's a person out of time, and I like Winter Soldier's date. I thought that was a really well put together scene. And then on the flip side, I love the idea that Falcon is so hesitant to just fall into somebody else's mantle rather than be his own person. And this is a story where we're getting to know him as his own person. And I really love the way that they're going with that. But I like, by the way, this is Captain America's lane, at least. And so it was always going to be political.
I can see that.
Like, I mean, the genesis of the character is political. Like, everything about it is like. So I'm very curious to see if there's going to be backlash for people saying get politics out of my entertainment, because it would be an unfair stance to be in. Because that's what you're here for. You're here for action and fun, but that's always been kind of part of the character. I mean, Civil War is not Civil War for no reason, All
right.
I am surprised to see a lot of Iron Man's aesthetic of those movies, the early movies, in this. Yeah. Because WandaVision had felt like it had gone so far towards the comic book and the mystical realms of things. This is like, remember the first scene in Iron Man 1 in the desert with the convoys? Boom, we're back there all of a sudden, 10 years ago.
You know what? It's almost like they're borrowing different feels from previous movies. Because like even with WandaVision, when they started getting into the mystical stuff, after the series was over, I found myself going and watching Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Just
to kind of fill that void that I felt when the show was over, Yeah.
That's true. My first thoughts and impressions. So,
Sir Ernest, talk to us.
I love it. First 2 episodes, I really like what I'm seeing right now, from the action, from the banter, the commentary. I really like the backstories. Some of my concerns are pretty much what the guys already said. How are we going to fit everything within 6 episodes? We have 4 episodes left. And I remember after last night, I was like, okay, 4 episodes left. We didn't get any
You didn't
we didn't get any of the backstory that we got from the two gentlemen in the first episode. So are we going to get a next episode? How are we going to fit this in with what I just saw? So it's like those are just some of my small concerns. Other than that, I love it. I love it already.
It's one of those. You pick up the pace. We don't have a lot of time.
Exactly. That's my only concern. Other than that, I'm pretty sure they'll figure it out. So.
Well, I want to hear from Eddie, but can I bounce off that just real quick?
Sure.
Okay,
Yes,
so yeah, that's the thing is, shoot, I almost forgot what I was gonna say. I'm sorry, I'm losing it. I'm losing my train of thought. Go ahead to Eddie. Hi, Shmoon.
What's up, man?
Shmoon's in the building as well.
Well, we got the whole Avengers here, man.
Eddie, talk to us. First thoughts and impressions of the first two episodes. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Cool. Y'all can hear me. Okay, cool. I've only seen the first episode. I haven't watched the second episode yet. But I'll talk about like my concerns that I had before the show. My concerns before the show was one, what you were talking about, the race relations. Like, if Captain America was black and
Oh no!
StreamYard racist right now. Well, let him talk.
That's what I feel.
Right at the important time. That's what they did to Isaiah Bradley. They
did.
I remembered my chain of thought.
Go ahead, please.
So
like,
bro.
there would be some stuff like
We didn't.
We got rid of.
Yo, they really doing this.
Maybe it is a little racist.
We got Hydra involved or some shit.
Oh, shit.
I think he was revealing too much.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So-
Wait.
The fans watch.
Hold up.
Wow, that's some
that's
disrespect
so good.
right now.
Oh
Wow.
Won't let him come back in either. Oh,
jeez.
Dwayne,
Okay.
this is a conspiracy, man.
All right. So Shmoon.
I agree.
First thoughts and impressions. About the series of the first two episodes.
Well, this episode's the first two episodes have blown my mind. I think going into this, obviously, I'm a Captain America fan, so I was really looking forward to this. There's loads of my mates saying, "Listen, mate, don't get too hype. You know, we got to chill with the theories and shit because of WandaVision." But that was WandaVision. This is Captain America territory, right? It's a completely different game.
It's very straight to the point. There's no hidden meaning behind stuff.
Right. You know, it's about the Shield. It's about the struggle with not having Steve around. Who's going to take up the mantle?
Yeah.
This new Captain America comes in. I love it. I've been waiting for so long for the live action debut of US Agent or John Walker even. And I think it's been great. They've taken in the direction that is very different.
Talk.
I am so annoyed that Wyatt Russell can no longer play Wolverine because he's already in this role. Just picture him with dyed black hair.
Dude, I'll tell you. All right, I know this is we're not talking about Falcon Winter Soldier,
I
but
don't want to derail it.
I would say this: the guy that plays Homelander, Anthony Starr, he needs to play Wolverine. All right,
He could.
He's very
He could
good at
pull it
playing an unhinged character, and Wolverine in the comics, he has that little bit of being unhinged. But back to the subject. Falcon and Winter Soldier is already better than WandaVision. That's how I feel. Based on the way they've done things. Straight into action, straight into story. No sugarcoating, just straight into that shit.
Time.
You know? Like no waste of time. That's what we want. WandaVision is still a good series. However, I'm just saying they've really done it differently with Falcon. But I think Falcon was supposed to be the first project, or the first Disney Plus project. That's why it's had that impact. WandaVision was sort of, it's supposed to build you up to it. You're not supposed to have that as the first thing. So, yeah. With that being said.
Okay.
Eddie, before we lose Eddie.
Yeah, I was going to say, Eddie. Before you were cut off, you were sharing your thoughts.
I got cut
Let's
out.
try again before Hydra attacks your feed.
Pretty
First
much,
episode.
man. I didn't see the second one yet, like I said, but yeah, man. I like how it's basically a movie. I mean, they've chopped it up, but it's a movie. You know, like it looks like a movie, feels like a movie.
Yeah.
They didn't spare any expense on the cinematography. Like I like that aspect of it, and like you never really think about like how superheroes make a living. So like I like how they put that in. Like, you know, you don't have any credit history, you know, that type of stuff. It's been a struggle for them to kind of.
I can't believe that shit, by the way. That
like,
thing was
crazy.
that shocked me quite a lot. Like, okay, I expected them not to get paid during Endgame. Like, that's the last thing they're thinking about.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I want some dollar if we beat Thanos, you know. Like, nah, we can't be having that shit. Like, that was all about goodwill, which is true. But yeah, like they didn't get paid for anything as an Avenger, even when Age of Ultron was there, when they were really established. I was surprised they went on the roll.
They got to hang out at his place, at Tony Stark's place, but they didn't get any money.
Yeah.
Well, Tony said this in the freaking Quinjet. He said, "I'm the guy that's responsible for all the money and all that."
Yeah.
Bro, what you been doing?
The money in the building things and stuff.
Well,
yeah,
it's funny.
it's pretty unfortunate. But at the same time, even if they didn't get paid, like my thought process is, hey, listen, I'm Falcon. If it wasn't for my involvement, there would be no bank here. So help me.
It's true though. It's actually fact.
Because I knew we would talk about that part when the brother didn't get paid. It would be no. I was like that. I know we're gonna talk about it.
You know what got me more upset? The fact that he goes, "Hey, listen, we can't help you. I just told you no, you can't get the loan, but can you still get me a picture with your arm?"
Well, okay, so here's the messed up thing. Here's the messed up thing.
Shit.
Everyone has an answer. Every other person, Natasha and Hawkeye, they work for the government. Right. You know, Tony heads Stark Tech. Banner has this research and has been living on his own forever, often and who knows where.
He doesn't really get
Thor
paid,
is Thor. He hunts. He takes care of himself. You know, he does what he needs to do. It's literally, and then even Wanda and Vision were being paid for by Tony. They were housed in the room because of the danger that they were. Like that's
another question.
So
where did Vision get that money from to get the house?
It's just
he's freaking Vision.
It was just it was a lot. I don't think it cost like too much. Also, he can digitally screw with things. You all know how Cyborg was in the Snyder cut. He probably just
love that scene.
Put that in my bank account. You know, like do whatever. But here's the thing: only Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Those are the only people Tony would not have been putting up. So they're really the only. So I like how now I want to know, like, how is Winter Soldier affording an apartment? Like, what is happening? You know,
after all the stuff with Civil War, I'm sure Tony wasn't like, "Oh, Bucky, you deserve everything, mate. You killed my fucking parents, dude." Like, he was never gonna.
So I'm even more sure now than after WandaVision that the events of Civil War are just like we're done with that.
Yeah.
Everyone's been pardoned from whatever they had. The Sokovia Accords, the new Captain America is coming out. He's not saying you guys aren't approved under the Sokovia Accords and I am. He's saying, hey, let's just work together casually without any government regulation.
He's way more chill about things. Like, he just wants to get on with it. Like, he's very pragmatic, you know? Like, that's what I noticed about John Walker.
I don't want to turn this into a race thing.
Okay, go ahead.
What's with all these heroes sticking to having black sidekicks? We got Iron Man with Rhodey. We got Captain with Falcon, and then you got the new Captain America.
Battlestar.
Yeah, but that was in the comics. That's comic accurate.
You had one reversal. You had Martin Freeman in Black Panther.
Yes,
that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
He's not even a sidekick. He's just there.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
And that's
that ride.
That's the interesting thing. Like, I'm not sure if it's the best delivery to just have a police officer profile Falcon. I don't dislike it, but I think a deeper thing would be. It's like everyone has been questioning: should we have a black Superman or should we create a black superhero like Superman? Like, which of those does right by people? And
what? Let's get Dwayne on that.
Falcon is living that problem.
You do a film about
that.
I think
Dwayne playing Superman. We're gonna keep casting him every time I'm on here as the. Yeah. I would actually,
we should have a black superhero like Superman, but not. Oh, damn! They don't turn us.
That's the thing is so Falcon is living. Falcon is living this problem. He is like, do I become Captain America, or do I make myself something respectable like Captain America so people live up to it? And then there's that kid who's like, oh, I heard you're Black Falcon, and it's
I love that scene. It was so funny.
So
funny as fuck.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with the show Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
Yeah.
Right? There was this episode where they were in the courtroom and this character named Black Vulcan was sitting at the witness stand. And I guess they were asking him questions about his fellow superheroes. And he goes, "You think I named myself Black Vulcan? Hell no. My real name is Super Vulcan. Black Vulcan was Aquaman's idea. And I said, maybe we should just call you Whitefish."
Wow.
Yes.
Wait, Scooby-Doo, what's he got?
Scooby-Doo is on
Harvey Birdman.
Whenever you guys get a chance, watch the show Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. There's a lot of superhero / Hanna-Barbera humor in there. It's really great. But that's what that scene reminded me of.
Oh my God. It's been so long since I got to talk to Eddie. This is like depressing me.
Yeah, man. I haven't seen Eddie in like millions of years. I haven't seen you in a while either, Ernest. It's good to see you.
His hair has grown exponentially.
I know.
Yes.
And I like it.
It's like Eddie's turning Super Saiyan right before our very eyes.
Yeah.
Sorry,
he's definitely looking Super Saiyan.
What did I miss?
So, all right, so here we go.
Right now.
Hydra hacked him.
No, Hydra's messing with him again. All right, so let's move on to the second question for all of us.
We see you.
And that is specific moments in observation.
We've just been talking about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna backseat that because I just singled out like a bunch of everybody else go.
Thomby, LOL. I appreciate the LOL. I'm trying to figure out what he was laughing at, but hey, as long as you're enjoying the show, that's awesome.
Probably the Hydra stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Did anybody notice anything? Did anybody notice anything about when the Winter Soldier was sleeping on the floor and why that's so significant?
Yeah, the marshmallow reference. Cap says this to Sam in Winter Soldier, and it refers to like how they slept during World War II as well. So
yeah,
he's like used to it. Like he doesn't have a bed or anything. It's crazy.
Yeah,
you feel like you're gonna fall right through. That was the line.
Yeah.
So I thought that was very clever that they would do a callback to that specific line. I think that was very very thoughtful of them.
Maybe Cyborg's hacking into.
Yeah, he's like, you guys are talking about Marvel.
Hydra coming together.
Oh, that's
it. I found that crazy that they both drop a day after one another. Like the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier was the next day.
Was crazy.
I watched both.
I thought that was interesting, but I don't think that was on purpose.
Yeah,
I think they tried to compete, but yeah, it is a bit. Maybe Marvel did that because they were pushing it back. Oh, actually, I don't know if they released the Snyder Cut release date first, or was it the? No, I think they actually was there. I think it was DC that did this, and Marvel kind of probably tried to take some limelight from them because they know it's when that was coming out.
Their strongest, I think, at this point, the strongest moneymaker in Marvel's lineup has been the Captain America line, between Civil War and Avengers Endgame and Winter Soldier. Like that's like,
I'm not gonna lie,
probably their heaviest hitter.
If Winter Soldier came out a few years like after 2014, I reckon that would have made $1 billion. Like, I'm serious. I think it could have earned way more money than it did. If something like Captain Marvel can get $1 billion,
you know what?
Winter Soldier.
I think it was because of how not well received Iron Man 3 was. leading into
and for the Dark
all
World.
the sequels were starting to come out for each of the characters.
I think I would argue more Thor: The Dark World because you have
You
you have
was
Iron
trash.
Man, and people were annoyed at wrongly, in my opinion, but they were annoyed at the twist in that. But then you had Thor: The Dark World, which is just fantasy and taking itself super seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
But then Winter Soldier's taking itself seriously, but it's grounded hardcore in like political, you know.
Very political in like a similar way to the film.
Iron Man 2 wrecked the rest of Iron Man's franchise. That second one was dumb.
I remembered my
Second two was not the greatest. I mean, Whiplash. He was the shit villain.
Yeah.
I remembered my train of thought for Ernest for the thing earlier, and it's good for observations. WandaVision. We were not told like anything about WandaVision, and they teased that it was going to be this sitcom. So that was set up for it to unfold over time.
Right.
The casting announcement for this character was that he is U.S. agent. America Chavez has been announced.
Yeah,
we've already seen Baron Zemo in his purple mask.
Yeah.
Okay. We've already been told.
I have a theory about the mask too.
Yeah, I love this theory you said, GQ.
We've already been told by Marvel all this stuff that's going to happen, and now we just have to wait for it to happen. And to point out that we spent time building up backstory after backstory after backstory with Sam and the Winter Soldier and the new Captain America. Now we're doing the backstory on this terrorist group. All of these things is a whole third of the show so far. How are they going to pay all of it? How is this all going to be a satisfying story for one person? Or, you know, I don't know.
I feel like
I agree,
we're not gonna get resolution into another show or a movie.
The Flag Smashers, I'll be honest, they're just another Hydra in my eyes. Like, they have an interesting reason to feel how they do, but it's like Hydra pretty much. It's just that it's a different movement, a different people. It's a similar cause in the sense. It just basically want to do something.
Savage, by the way.
Unless Baron Zemo got a hold of some super soldier serum from Civil
John
War.
Walker. I think I have a theory that
I'm going to get to the theories next.
This is what we got. This is a specific moment.
got
You
a
must have
question.
all gone, yeah, what the fuck? Do you remember that text that Carly checked?
Yeah.
They said, you got what I wanted. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Now, okay, there's a theory that some people will put this wild theory out there.
Hold the theory, because the theory is the next section.
Third one. Yeah.
I'll say that after.
Hold on to that. Hold that thought. What was your question, Dwayne?
All right, I got a question. This is a good question right here. Okay, so the black dude, I might be jumping forward, but the black
Hopkins.
was that Derek Luke from Captain America, the first one, or you know what I'm saying?
No.
I don't think.
Wait a minute.
Are you talking
Did they
about
ever disclose
Isaiah?
what his name was in Captain America 1? Did they ever disclose what character Derek Luke was?
Because remember, he was the only black man.
Yeah. He was the only black guy out of that group.
So when I see him pop up, I'm thinking, okay, so they took him and they gave him.
Somebody find the cast list and find out who Derek Luke. Yeah, find out who Derek Luke was. What his character was.
Wait, are you saying that was? Are you guys saying that was the guy that showed up in the second episode?
I think Dwayne Hurd is actually asking if
that was his name. I'm looking to make sure. I'm looking to see.
No,
that was
his name. Oh my god, is he called Isaiah?
The older guy or the sidekick?
Yeah, the guy.
The older guy that shows up later in the episode.
Oh no, I know about that. I thought Dwayne was kind of asking if someone from the film was basically that character that we saw.
If it is, then that's brilliant storytelling.
That's canon then. That's canon.
Yeah.
Because remember, this is kind of spoilers for Eddie, but Eddie, I mean, this is episode 2.
Oh yeah,
he doesn't mind.
Let's be honest, Hydra probably compromised him, so he can't hear us.
Who's supposed to be the big reveal in this show?
The big reveal for this show is Thanos. That's your spoiler, bro.
No, technically we don't know because they're framing it to make it seem like Zemo is, but there's more to it.
Okay, so we'll talk about the theory thing after because there's a theory I have about the text and two people, and one's one I've read about, and one's one that I have. So we'll go into that. But yeah, so that scene with Isaiah Bradley.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice in the comics he has a grandson who becomes Patriot called, I think he's called Eli Bradley. He was the kid that was with Isaiah. And becomes another version of Captain America.
Okay.
So that's teasing Young Avengers right there.
Isaiah Bradley in comics was the first Black Captain America in the 40s.
Yeah.
He was not in Captain America, the First Avenger, the movie. That character was not.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after Steve went in the ice, he was one of the experiments, I believe. But he said there was they got a bunch of like, I think it was quite racial related. They picked on, because Hydra were pretty much, you could say they were racist in a sense. Because I think Isaiah said there was a bunch of people like him, and they basically done experiments, and I think he's the one.
It was like
I'm getting it wrong. No, I think they were giving him the experiment, but he was then imprisoned. In the comics, it's a little bit different. I think he was imprisoned for a different reason for 17 years. But in the MCU, they said that he was imprisoned because of the secrecy, I think. And then like they took his blood and they used that for like, to basically make other. Yeah, that's him. I think they used his blood to create serum samples for other like super soldiers. And I think that's how Hydra were able to maybe create like other super soldiers in the future because they had the serum, and that might have been from Isaiah Bradley. He said to Bucky about this, like,
is Isaiah Bradley.
You're like touching on my theory, man.
I got another thing. You know what I thought when I first seen this brother, and he was strong. I noticed he was strong as hell. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
yeah, when you froze that like tin.
He's got super soldier serum. Let's be real.
Yeah, he's well.
There's no freaking way he does not have super soldier serum.
He was stepping.
Absolutely.
He was trying to break it to Bucky right quick. He stepping for it.
They're trying to talk house. Like, yeah,
get out of my house. Yeah, that was a good scene.
They're trying to talk like, oh, he's just in peak physical condition. He's not, whatever. I'm like, okay. He walks right up to someone who's like, wow, they have super soldier serum, and just like punches them and like, what are you gonna do? Like, no, the shield is just so strong. Yeah, who threw it? Like, come on, what are we playing?
Do you know what? I would have loved for them to actually show a scene where he was like fighting Bucky, and he says that he'd ripped his arm or something, or
yeah, he ripped up most of his.
Dude,
arm.
That's not even Steve did that.
Yeah.
That's rated R stuff right there.
He's a hardcore cap if he can rip his arm off.
Right.
That's Bucky and Winter Soldier, remember, not Bucky. This is a Hydra version of Bucky. So
yeah,
he ain't gonna be easy to fight.
That's the thing. The MCU came in Taiwan.
Michael Clark Duncan could have played him, the younger version. The way that picture looked right
now. Oh, that would have been so sick.
Yeah.
I don't think I would take Terry Crews seriously if they casted him.
No, that's a joke. That'd be too much of a joke.
Hell no.
I would not say no to that.
What?
I would not say no to that.
All right,
just to see it. Just to see it happen.
Because here's the thing. I mean, how many times have we had someone who always takes himself seriously, but ends up being kind of the butt of the joke and jokes around a little bit? I mean,
right?
Yeah.
It's not like he couldn't pretend to be serious, but they give him a little freedom to make it his own. I mean, I would not say no to that. But not having Michael Clark Duncan, that's heartbreaking. That
is.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wait. Okay. If this was like. I don't know about this actually, because I feel like you guys might be like, nah, he would be more of like, who I'm about to say, you'd see him as like, yeah, a Black Panther, which he would. But imagine Denzel as Isaiah Bradley.
I think Denzel would have to bulk up a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
If he was to bulk up.
Well, then why not just do John David Washington?
I think John David Washington would probably have been a better choice to replace.
You're flashing back, anyways. Yeah,
I think John David Washington probably would have been a suitable replacement for Chadwick.
I said this a while ago. Multiverse comes through. Is that version of Black Panther?
Especially with the connection that Denzel had with Chadwick, it would be appropriate to have Denzel's son continue it for him.
I personally, because they went this route, that they're not going to recast Tony Stark. There's just going to be mortality in this universe.
Yeah,
I don't want to see anyone recast. I think it's a tragedy, but I think it should be a new person, new character becomes Black Panther.
Yeah, there's no
what they're doing now.
Replacement, but a separate character taking up the mantle.
Yeah, and again, partially just because they committed, they're like, we're not going to recast Tony Stark. We're going to kill that character off.
Yeah.
So then a lot of
they got a lot
But
to.
if they did that though,
say it again.
How do y'all think they would? If they did that though, just another character, how would you think they would go about his death? Like,
I don't know.
I
I
don't
have to
keep
bring a
saying-
multiverse with that. That's the only way.
I think they would probably let him die off screen or die off like just kind of
funeral.
explain a
Open
situation.
with a funeral scene.
Yeah.
You think they would
Open with Eric.
they're gonna have to deep fake it, man. They got to deep fake it, bro. We'll see
I
how.
don't know. I think people would be really upset if he deepfakes.
Yeah.
Oh nah, that wouldn't be good. Nah.
Yeah, that wouldn't.
Also,
go.
what actor would agree to do it? They'd have to like never act again, get into hiding.
No, they would need like a body double or something.
Yeah, no.
It would be an anonymous. It would be an anonymous.
Dwayne would volunteer. He'd get.
There'd be
Marvel-
rumors that it was. There'd be rumors that it was Jaden Smith.
Oh my god!
Which, by the way, at one point, Jaden was in the running to be Miles Morales.
Jaden
I
Smith.
heard
Oh,
that.
really?
I heard that. Yeah.
It'd be a little too
Yeah.
sad, but you know.
Oh, do you know a lot of people wanted that? Is his name Caleb? He was one of the characters in Stranger Things. People wanted
Caleb.
him to be
Yeah.
Miles Morales.
That
I
would
think
work.
that'd be dope. That'd be
And
dope.
I think
He's
that
about
could
the
be
right age now.
yes. That's why I think it would be a good idea. But
Yeah.
I don't know who else could be Miles Morales, but there's definitely some other choices. 100%. There's always someone. Might go with the character.
What about
Maybe
dude
go
who
with an
voiced-
actor that's not very well known.
Say it
what
again.
about
Say it again, Dwayne.
What about the dude who voiced Miles
He's too
Morales in
old.
the
He's too old. He's like
And
20.
his
Oh,
name-
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Donald Glover?
No.
dude who
The dude that voiced
Well,
him
he's in
the
Spider-Man, so
movie.
I don't know his name.
Spider-Man.
But he's too old to play him though. He's like 20.
Oh, just get the guy who voiced him to play him. Yeah. I mean, like
that
for
would
sure.
that would be
He was in the
interesting.
movie
But how would they
Dope, right?
explain that if they didn't all the Spider-Verse stuff? Like that would just
Doesn't matter. Just
confuse
put him to
people.
work. Have him show
Well,
up.
it's like Paul Bettany. He was Jarvis. Now he's Vision. You can't have Jarvis come back because that's the same voice. Like he's technically Jarvis. Like that's my point. Like it wouldn't very be.
Yeah,
It kind
but
of fuck
this
with
is not-
continuity.
This is not the same universe. That's the thing. Like his world, he's animated. So
Yeah.
if you have him travel to another universe and you have this like special effect where the animation peels off and the actor comes out, I mean, there you go.
That would
Like,
be dope. Are you?
Actually, I like
why
that
are you
idea.
pitching these things?
I'm curious if that's how they're doing the whole Spider-Man stuff. But oh my god, GK, we were talking about earlier on. I just remembered. This isn't about Falcon Winter Soldier, but do you guys see about that Spider-Man merch, the new Spider-Man 3 merch? It was posted by Get Fandom, and there was a photo of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man on it, and there was some font of the Raimi Spider-Man, and people think it's now confirming those two in the film. But take it with a grain of salt.
I think
Andrew
that's gonna
Garfield's
happen for
stunt
sure.
double.
Stuntman, Andrew Garfield's stuntman was there. Yeah, I think that's interesting.
They in the movie. Show.
I actually, honestly,
That's confirmation.
I'm starting to doubt that Tobey Maguire's going to be in it.
Really?
I think he's had some issues, man. I
That's
think they've had
tough.
issues
Yeah.
with him.
And I think
He's a
as
diva
far
now.
as getting back into shape and doing like action and things like that, I know there are people who are confirmed. I mean, like obviously Doc Ock is from his timeline. I know that. But there is enough of a link. Like, you know, the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man they were tossing around putting Avengers Tower in the background of his New York way back when they were starting the first one.
yeah.
I mean, he was on the table to be in the Avengers, the MCU. I honestly, I'm just curious if maybe the other villains are a nod, you know, at they're working with Sam Raimi and things like that, and they're just like a part of things because we know them. But I don't think it's guaranteed that Tobey Maguire is going to be there. I think it's going to be more about, you know, you've got some players, you've got more than one hero versus a Sinister Six. I don't think they necessarily have all of them coming.
Andrew Garfield sounds way more interesting because, like, originally, yeah, I mean, obviously Tom Holland's Spider-Man wouldn't have been around. It would have been Andrew Garfield. So I'm just curious how they would have integrated him into the MCU because the third Spider-Man film was going to be announced in 2017. So after that, does that mean, yeah, they go into that, you know, they've got 2 years until Endgame and then they maybe bring him in Infinity War? But
I think
imagine that scene where
by
Tony's
the time
fighting.
they made the second one, they were sure they weren't going to put him in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they had decided, like, no, we want to try and make our own universe, and that's why they teased the whole
that wouldn't have been as
Sinister
good
Six.
then.
Yeah, I don't think they were. I think with the first movie, they were like, are we going to do it? I don't know, maybe. And by the time they made the second one, they were like, we're not going to do it. And then when the second one failed, they were like, wait. Let's try one more time and let's do it.
Let's get this. Tom Holland, let's go.
So, all right. So now let's jump into questions, predictions, and theories. Now, let me start off with this one.
I want to know the one that Shamoon was. Yep.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
So, I couldn't help but notice, right? Something interesting about Baron Zemo's
That
mask.
photo.
That it's made out of
Before I
plastic.
get into it, do you think there is a significance as to why he chose that mask specifically?
Because purple's a nice color.
Okay.
Nah, I'm
Oh,
just
are
playing.
you
I
going
know
to
GQ's
Black
theory. That's
Panther?
why I'm saying that.
Are you hinting at Black Panther?
Not quite. Not quite.
It's so different.
So do you
Because
see
remember,
the
Black
origins?
Panther let him live.
He did.
Like that
Yeah.
was a thing. They had that moment, and it's like
I thought he was going to
learning
kill
some
him.
kind of lesson that revenge is worthless. Like revenge is not the point. Could have shaped his character, and that could be, you know. But he didn't have the whole purple element to the costume
Right.
in Civil War. So
I
what's your thing?
I think he chose this mask specifically as an homage to Thanos.
It's after the.
And-
It's during
and
his post blip as well.
Using that mask to strike fear in everybody that he is opposing right now, in whatever his purpose is in the show.
Okay,
It's such a smart
100%.
idea, Ross.
Because if he in Civil War took some of the super soldier serum that was over the failed experiments that they were fighting in the room with, left that off with somebody else, the whole point right now is those followers are the people who liked the world when the blip had happened. He is trying to be Thanos returning the blip.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yes.
Nice.
And look at that. Even the ridges in the mask is
Yeah.
reminiscent of how Thanos' face looked.
Okay.
Yeah, his chin.
Then I got another thing. And just
Blows my mind
everybody
just
sound
now.
off. It's a trope at this point that when you have someone who's in charge, who seems like the nice guy, who's like, why can't the heroes and I just work together? They're the mother flipping bad guy. Okay? So how is the new Captain America not going to be bad at one point?
It's right at the end of the series, I think. He'll
I
just
feel
become
like
your
I
savior.
feel like he's gonna turn bad.
Yeah.
Even though
I feel like
I've been kind of throwing us some curveballs because at the end of episode 1, we see a smug little smile and the wink at the end. We immediately hate him, right?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
the beginning of episode 2, they try to get the audience to sympathize with how John Walker has the weight of his shoulders on his back and he doesn't want to disappoint anybody because he's taking up the mantle of Captain America. So now you're like, okay, he isn't so bad. And then as the episode continues, you're like, yeah, he's a jerk.
Yeah.
Okay,
Literally,
so-
all of that dialogue has a double meaning to it. Everything that he says in that locker room can be like, you realize this big thing you have to pull off. You have to pull it off. If Baron Zemo is pulling the strings, everything makes sense in the context of
Yes.
re-infiltrating. He's taken on the mantle. He has some kind of super soldier serum in him, and maybe it's not as much as everybody else, but it's enough for him to put on a show. But guess what? The bad guys got away.
Yep.
And like that's the only way I can think that this rapidly ties into a single story is Captain America proves out to be bad. Maybe he even has an arc where he turns against Baron Zemo and that's why he becomes a U.S. agent. But they're not going to let him be Captain America anymore. Same reason they wouldn't let Winter Soldier. And so that's how you get to Falcon is the new Cap. That's my whole theory. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, and also Sam's going to be more and more motivated by all these scenarios. Then he'll be like, I have to do it. Steve wanted me, so I will do it finally, because he's been convinced enough to take up the mantle and be the good man. Because being Captain America is not about the skill and all this. It's really about the heart and just having that mentality of being a good man. That's exactly why Steve gave Sam the shield. But Sam didn't take it because him being a good man, he didn't want to take that from Steve and to try and replicate what he did, because that's what Steve did, not what he did.
But now he's
just a respect thing.
Obligated to take it now because I'm like, yo, if I don't take it now, they're gonna give it to this jerk.
And I think the thing with Isaiah Bradley, he might come back, and I think he's gonna motivate Sam. And the fact I really
hope there's a scene with him fighting somebody and beating the living daylights out of them, showing that he still got it.
That would kind of show us and make us think, what would Steve do if he was at 80 or 90 or however old Isaiah Bradley is? Like, it would make you think, shit, yeah, this guy actually he's got to be like, he's got to be the same age actually.
Talk to us, Dwayne.
I got a question. Where do you think Captain America is right now? Like, because Sam,
the moon,
old man Cap,
the moon.
He's in the moon.
Remember they say that?
That's what he's saying, but I'm just saying, like,
no, it's a joke.
It's not.
No, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's with Nick Fury.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Ooh.
That's true. That's a good theory.
Pretty much.
Well, in the comics, doesn't he actually? Old man Cap, and he's got that whole Winter Soldier costume on.
Yeah, but I'm willing to bet the Cap that we saw that is after whatever that story is. He seemed done. Like he's. Oh, hey, y'all know do y'all know the story of how Christian Bale learned about Ben Affleck's casting?
No.
I would like to think this is the exact same thing that happened to Falcon. Christian Bale actually was offered to some degree the ability to continue playing Batman in the DCEU. Back when early on, when Christopher Nolan was like tag teaming, leading it with Zack Snyder or whoever.
Right. Yeah.
And he said, no, I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to pass that legacy on. And then like he heard the casting news and he was like, oh my gosh, I don't have that option anymore. And like died inside. He said he stared at a wall for like a full hour or something like that.
Is it just me?
Falcon.
Like, I don't know. Maybe this is an unpopular opinion, right? I know this is kind of a side note, but Christian Bale to me wasn't really the definitive Batman.
I agree.
He's
overrated.
I think primarily
what the fuck is that?
He sounded like he had permanent bronchitis, and it was like I liked how in the Ben Affleck Batman he had the voice changer.
That was so much better.
It took them all the way until Ben Affleck to figure out voice changer. And it's taken them even longer until Pattinson to figure out just let him have the makeup on his eyes.
There we go.
Right.
There we go.
In Batman v Superman, Superman rips off his cowl and he's like Ben Affleck, but he's like completely clean. Like, fuck off. Like, come on.
Wait, as I just remembered, I need to speak about that theory I was about to say earlier on. So that text that Carly received.
Yeah.
So there was a popular theory going around that was Thunderbolt Ross, because they are teasing Thunderbolts in this series, and they have teased that.
Supposed to be in there.
Yeah, and he's going to be in Black Widow, and I think they're even teasing it in there because Taskmaster is in Thunderbolts. Yelena Belova's Crimson Widow is in Thunderbolts. Then Ross, US Agent, John Walker, Zemo, Thunderbolts. That's leading up to that.
All Thunderbolts members. Yeah, that's true.
So this may not be a finalized thing where the hero wins and saves the day and it's over, like WandaVision. This may be a setup for another series.
Yes, it will be. They're definitely working on it. I reckon Phase 5. That's probably what's going to happen.
What were you saying, Eddie?
Too short to not be.
I think it will be. It's too short to not be. And it like he was saying earlier, with all the exposition and all that stuff. I feel they're going to do that thing where they just lead into another series, or maybe we'll get some resolution in I don't know, another
You know
movie.
what? I can imagine the series ending with Thunderbolt Ross assembling or going to a character we have not seen yet. Maybe that's Taskmaster.
Yeah, maybe.
And then we finally see him in the Black Widow film.
Widow.
And he's like, I'm here to assemble the Thunderbolt, blah, 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 or whatever he calls it.
Oh, you do this weird reverse Nick Fury thing?
Yes. Yeah. Anti-Nick Fury.
Oh, I love that.
Here's another thing. When they were talking about the big three, androids, aliens, and wizards.
Right.
Do you think, and I saw this on New Rockstars as well, do you think that there could be alluding to some mutants somewhere in the series?
Weapon X.
Avengers 1 was aliens. Avengers 2 was androids. Avengers 3, Doctor Strange and everybody, and then there was like the dude with him. I think they were like pointing reference to like what the Avengers have all done and dealt with together.
Right.
And like the magic of the gauntlet and all that, and he's like, whatever. So the big three joke is one of those things where I was like, okay, haha. And then they brought it up twice, and I was like, haha again. Like, I'm just
you cheeky bastards.
All right, fellas, I got a question and I got a dip, man. All
right.
So, like, in
he's giving up.
we got the reveal of her brother. Obviously, it wasn't really her brother. But do y'all think we're gonna get any new like X-Men universe character reveals in this show or any of like the upcoming Disney Plus shows?
I think it's too early. I don't think they even casted anyone.
I think the first thing that we're gonna get, that I just want to believe this. I'm not seeing more and more evidence to support this. I think the first thing we're gonna get is Rogue in Captain Marvel.
I hope that. I think that's plausible.
I beg to differ. I think based on some of the stuff that I've been reading in terms of the synopsises for the upcoming films, because remember, we're getting Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings this year.
Mm-hmm.
And based on the synopsis, it's supposed to be like Marvel's version of Mortal Kombat, where they're doing a tournament.
I can't wait.
Different people are becoming a member of the tournament, and I think we're going to get some mutants in that tournament.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
So here, the reason why I say what I say is just because, and before you leave, Eddie, I wanted to say this, is we just had the second Captain Marvel created by the Mind Stone and by Wanda as a cellular structural mutant like thing.
Yes.
And so the Mind Stone also created Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, the only two mutants that are actually in the series so far. So I just have a feeling that Captain Marvel and the mutants being created are being so intertwined that I think it's based around the Infinity Stones and the Snap. And I think the big thing they're trying to lay out is that everyone who came back because of the Snap has in their DNA the ability to awaken a mutant gene.
That's a smart idea.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I think that's a good move if they do that.
So I really think it's going to be like, because the big story with Rogue is Rogue touches Captain Marvel, and that's the first time she never loses that ability again.
Yeah.
And especially if you're passing a torch from one Captain Marvel to another.
I'm sure people would love to see Brie Larson lose her powers like that as well, because people obviously hate her. Yo, bitch, I'll take your powers like that.
Hey, Eddie, we don't want to hold you up too long, man, but we appreciate your time. I know it was last minute, but thanks for coming through.
Good to see you, bro. We need to see you when Hydra hasn't got you.
Take it easy, man.
If I don't get on the next one, they got me, man.
Yes, sir. All right.
Oh, man.
That was cool. But yeah, man, it's really interesting how they're going to intertwine the different types of mutants as well. Now, let me ask you this. Who do you think the first mutant is going to be that's going to be introduced in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I
hope Wolverine, but I think that's
I think they're going to wait. I think they're going to wait a little bit for Wolverine because he's been so popular.
Actually, you know who I think? They could do Magneto or Professor X. It has to be someone that's like a leader in the X-Men because they're strong on their own. Don't just have some side character from X-Men like Cyclops show up. I think it'd make more sense you introduce a stronger character from the X-Men group because that would lead on to more things, and then introduce all these other characters. So, yeah, I mean, Magneto, they could really tie that into Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
I'd hope, but yeah, I like that idea or the prediction that Eric had about Rogue, because I hope we have Rogue in that. I personally think the Civil War 2 might be that Captain Marvel 2 film, because there've been hints and reports in the past that that's going to be a bit of tension, and I think that tension is between Monica and Carol, and then they have their sides, and I think this is something to do with Wanda again. Wanda's probably done some more shit, and I think maybe Carol is also gonna be like annoyed, and then Monica's gonna defend her because she kind of was in WandaVision. That's the conflict. Then there's like another 2 group battle type thing.
So why do you think Monica's pissed off at Captain Marvel?
Because Carol, like this whole time, remember when they mentioned her when Wu said about it?
Fucked off.
She literally went.
Yeah.
That's it.
And everything, yeah.
And I think Monica's holding a grudge because obviously she lost her mother, and she maybe think maybe this all wouldn't happen with the snap, or I wouldn't, or this whole situation wouldn't have happened if Carol was here, Right. As when she was a kid, she looked up to Carol. Carol was her inspiration. Like look at that scene they have when she's like helping her choose the color of her costume. You think of that. Monica was really inspired by Carol, and also Carol was supposed to be like a sister to Maria. So,
and she wasn't around when she died.
Exactly. Just pissed off.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I like how it sounds. Captain America Civil War, Captain Marvel Civil War. I like that. Yeah,
because it does make sense if they go that route.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do go that route.
And then Avengers Civil War, and you got like a trilogy. But what are theirs?
That would be so cool.
So, any theories, Ernest? Any theories, Dwayne?
I got one.
Okay.
I honestly think Storm is going to be the first.
What are you doing, Black Panther 2?
Black
Panther 2.
Yes. They get married in the comics, don't they? They have a relationship.
Oh, yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
They have they have the whole thing. Well,
they're like the first power couple.
So who would be a good Storm though? Who would be a good Storm?
That's who would be?
They was thinking about Janelle picking Janelle
Monáe.
Oh, yo.
Yeah,
I like her. But no, as far as me, I don't have theories, but I do have a question. Y'all don't think the race element is going to play into Sam becoming the next Captain America?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's going to be part of.
That's what they brought up Isaiah Bradley.
Yeah,
I think Isaiah Bradley's kind of going to tell him about the shit he had to go through with Hydra, and then I think that's going to inspire Sam because he will be the first, public scene official Black Captain America, and that's going to be quite powerful in itself. Right. Whereas Isaiah Bradley was the first Black Captain America behind the scenes, but that's all the politics with Hydra and stuff.
Right.
And if they reveal this information out to the public, imagine how insane that would be. Like that'd be a pretty big moment, It
would.
I know the thing I was worried about when they were saying, because I think prior to the show they said they're not afraid to go into real life, real world politics. Yeah. I don't want the show to become more about that than the story element. Because when you include things from society, it can ruin the flow of the show,
Well, the point is to deal with those things in an escapist way.
Yeah.
So if you stay in reality for too long, you lose the point of having a safe place to explore and deal with it.
Apart from that,
something. Yeah.
That's why I'm glad they hinted and they've kind of brought that up rather than like make it a main focus, because then the main focus is, Sam has to be the first Black Captain America, not about his journey and why he wants to become Captain America. That's what I've liked about the series. They've really gone into his motivations and the fact he's now going to be inspired to be Captain America. And there's more than one reason why he's being Captain America. Not just we need someone that's going to be like Steve. It's a lot more,
Right.
Yeah.
I had
more.
Okay. I didn't know her name until now, but she's in The Walking Dead. Sonequa Martin Green.
I haven't seen The Walking Dead, so I don't know.
Storm.
Okay.
That would be that's a good show.
I would not be mad at that choice.
I wouldn't be mad either.
You know what? I honestly think wasn't she on Discovery? Star Trek Discovery?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Star Trek.
Yeah.
Hair and Orange is the New Black. That's where I know it from.
Yeah.
Okay. See, so here's the thing, right? I feel like she's probably a better choice than Janelle Monáe because Janelle Monáe is like
A singer.
a more well-known artist, and I feel like her name as Janelle Monáe would distract from the fact that she's Storm, and I feel that her the girl that Eric just showed us, I think because her name is a little less known, would give more focus to the Storm character.
Like the Chris's.
Yeah.
You know, they're people who are like known, but they're around.
Do you know there's a few, I just looked it up. A few people think that Zoe Kravitz would be a good Storm.
Yeah, but isn't she
okay? But Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman now.
Yeah,
like she's gotten success, and she's good.
She doesn't need it.
She's Jason Momoa's stepdaughter. Get her out of here.
Yeah.
You want to
bring that DC in here. Get out.
Yeah, you're gonna have Aquaman play Storm. No. Aquaman's daughter play Storm. That's not gonna work. And that's pretty funny because they
Jason Momoa as Namor.
That would be funny.
That was like screw it, give him both.
What do they have in mind for Namor, by the way?
I always like Luke Evans.
Yeah, I heard about.
I think it needs to be an older actor. Not saying Luke Evans is older or anything, but I feel like it's a character that has to have lived through everything that's gone on so far.
Yeah.
And so I really like Luke Evans on the table for that. But
apparently Luke Evans is going to play out a Hercules in Eternals. Well, there was a massive rumor a while ago about that.
Interesting. Ernest's idea for what mutant will show up first.
I was either going to say Storm or Magneto, like y'all say.
Okay.
I'm more so with Magneto though, because
he would be badass.
Yeah,
if they could do
that
that.
would make more sense.
I don't know if I can pinpoint a particular character. I just feel like that first
it's going to be difficult.
If he doesn't show up in Falcon and Winter Soldier, I feel like he's definitely showing up in Shang-Chi.
Okay, so it would be nice.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's showing up now.
They've talked about this before.
Too early.
Yeah.
They've talked about this before. Instead of calling the next X-Men movie X-Men something, calling it mutants.
Yeah.
Now, picture this. Magneto is the first one to call them mutants and creates the Brotherhood of mutants. And so if you centered the story around that, and then you set up a counter unit being built by Xavier,
X-Men. Yes.
That's a way to kind of lead in a different way.
So here's my question for Sir Langford. You come up with these brilliant pitches.
Nah. They're pieced together by everything else is said.
Bro, no, you need to pitch your genius ideas to these studios and make a profit. And maybe give me like a 3%.
He's right there. All he has to do is call me and give me money. That's all I gotta do.
Wait. There we go. Yeah.
What mutant do you want to play?
This guy.
What mutant do you want to play?
Me?
You want to be Wolverine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Black
He wants to be the next Captain America.
Yeah.
Imagine Dwayne. He'd be the most ghetto Captain America.
Stars and stripes. Oh, so this is totally left field, right? But me and Shamoon were talking about the Amalgam universe.
Oh, dude.
Is this that theory that they're going to take the actors that they were going to cast and show them?
In Doctor Strange 2,
they
were going to do the alternative Avengers. So Tom Cruise as Tony Stark, John Krasinski as Cap, Emily Blunt as Black Widow. I don't know who it would have been Banner, but you get the point.
Well,
Luke Hemsworth as Thor, because he nearly got the role of Thor.
Yeah.
Sorry, Liam Hemsworth. Liam, not Luke. Yeah, Liam.
That's the funny thing is Liam Hemsworth already played Thor.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? No, that was actually Luke. So obviously there's
that was Luke, not Liam.
Yeah,
sorry.
He's back. He's back in 4-4. They're doing that whole play thing again, but with
really?
Hela. Yeah, Melissa McCarthy is playing Hela.
So was Matt Damon coming back?
Yeah, he's back as well.
Wait, who's playing Hela?
Melissa McCarthy is confirmed. They've actually got set. I need to. Oh, maybe I should get it up.
I know Matt.
Share my screen with you, GQ.
That's so funny.
Hold on, let me get it up.
In my whole pitch for an alternate Avengers Endgame with no time travel, I was picturing like a twist cast of Death being someone like Melissa McCarthy or Helena Bonham Carter, and have her be just like an overloaded, like I can't even talk to you right now, I'm so busy kind of person.
These photos were so public, like you could see it like so clearly as well. Someone got the best photos on set, and I'm just getting it up for you now. Wait, that's a shitty YouTube thumbnail. Oh wait, here we go. I'll share my screen so you guys can see it. Where is it? Oh my god, yeah, look at this. This is perfect. This is like really good quality. All right, here we go. All right. You see that?
Nope.
No,
I think GQ has to approve it. There we go.
That's her.
Oh my gosh.
That's on set as well. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
And he's back as Odin. Forgot his name.
Yeah.
Sam Neill.
Who else? Yeah, look. You can see Luke Hemsworth. Actually, no, that's a shit photo. He looks a bit like Jason Momoa there. Here we go.
Gosh.
Luke Hemsworth.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
So they're doing a play about Ragnarok now. You know that whole thing they did in Ragnarok about Thor 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Damon's also there.
Cheeky. Cheeky.
Where is
I
he?
saw his as well.
Yeah, there we go. Here we go.
Okay, so does anyone like, you may not care, that's totally fine. Watch the Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, so Matt Damon cameos as his character Loki from Dogma in that, right? And makes a joke about how he was Loki before Loki was Tom Hiddleston. Okay, now I need there to be some meta wink at the fact that Matt Damon has played like the Archangel Loki, the Marvel Loki, and like I really
in the
need
Loki show
my
they could
head
easily
now.
do that.
Huh?
It's crazy. My head hurts now.
Yeah. He's like the OG Loki. Like,
you know what?
Well,
other
I
movie,
think that OG Loki is going to be played by
you know what
Richard
other
E. Grant.
movie Matt Damon played in? He played in Deadpool.
Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
The baby wipes guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought when you talk about, I was like, yeah, he played in another joint from Marvel too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Wow.
Anytime you're like, oh my gosh, who is this in this box? This is a character. You open it up, it's Matt Damon. Like that's
Wow. That is ridiculous.
That's actually crazy, man. That's deep as well. That's Marvel right there.
All right. So now, in closing, do you have any predictions for this particular series for the next episode?
Oh, I think John Walker might. I think this is the other thing. The other theory is that maybe John Walker texted. This is what I think. Carly, he might have texted her because he wants the serum because he hasn't had it yet. So I think Power Broker is going to come in because he gives John Walker the serum, and I think Power Broker could be someone. Well, someone put a theory out there that Thunderbolt Ross is Power Broker in the MCU because Power Broker was in. I believe he was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Or am I getting confused? No, sorry. Power Broker was in I think he was in Jessica Jones, or he was in one of the Netflix shows. So this is the new Power Broker.
I don't know if it was on what's it called?
I haven't watched
Runaways.
season 3 of that.
Was there Runaways?
Well, it might have been. It's basically one of the Marvel shows.
I'm not sure Runaways was like MCU canon.
Like,
yeah, that's why this is like a new version.
Okay.
I don't know what's canon and not anymore because I think everything might be canon all the way to Inhumans.
Multiverse is the only way to bring that together. So
I don't know because I mean you're having supposedly Daredevil and Spider-Man.
They recently confirmed that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is no longer canon.
Okay,
they're taking the pick, I think.
But that means Coulson's dead. You know, that's a weird thing to do, to take your characters off the table like that. Like, I don't know what they're going to do.
It would have been cool if Coulson showed up in Endgame.
Maybe Coulson is dead.
Or maybe
he show up in Loki.
Yeah, dude. Like
the irony.
Actually, he wouldn't. He was dead by the time that Loki disappeared with the Space Stone in Endgame.
Yeah, he was.
So-
It was more of like an inside joke because obviously Loki killed him. If he just kind of appeared, like Loki might be like, "Wait, how are you alive?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
This usually works.
Yeah,
I'm really interested in as to how the Loki show is going to be because there's a lot of mystery behind that. Other than there's some time travel involved because
I'm not gonna lie, that's the one I can't wait for. I know everybody is all about Captain America or whatever, and WandaVision turned out to be way better than I thought. But damn, I'm excited for Loki. Like,
we're gonna see all these different versions of Loki. President Loki was in the trailer. Richard E. Grant's Loki is going to be in it, which is I think the real comic type Loki or one of those storylines. And then there's just all these different, female Loki.
I want to know.
And there's someone else, but yeah, we're just getting. It's gonna be bonkers.
Just how great would it be if the romance of Loki's story is himself as a female? It's just so perfect for him. Like,
that actually might happen. Well, it would be funny because in the comics, like, what was it? There's a version of Captain. Well, there's a story where Captain America has a relationship with a female Tony Stark, Natasha Stark, and they basically have a relationship, and it's just basically a female Tony Stark with
not
Steve
Tanya
Rogers.
Stark. You're coming up with a female name for Tony, and you go with
She's actually. I think no, they called her. I think it's Natasha Stark is how they refer to her, so then people don't get confused.
Now they're using Natasha.
She's a female Tony Stark, basically. They call her Natasha.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. I'm just poking fun at the writers and how you had Tanya Stark like right there. You could have just
Tanya Stark would have worked
that would have
better.
made a lot more sense. Again, Eric with these ideas, you got to pitch them.
No, that's a terrible idea. That's not a really. That's not. Don't mix up the ones that are like sellable.
Nah, to be honest, I think it's better to have a different name.
Yeah.
But with Loki, it's supposed to be like a. They said it's like. It's going to feel like a detective series. Like it's supposed to have that type of genre. And it's obviously to do with time travel. So I'm curious about all these different elements. And if Kang might be teasing this, he's going to be in Ant-Man 3, as we know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Quantumania.
Yeah. But is he going to be set up in a show and then we see him? Because I would rather they do that than just go, Kang's coming in Ant-Man. Like, he's too big of a villain just to introduce all that. Look what they did with Loki. They threw him in. Well, he was in the 4 movie. Then he became kind of like the main villain in the Avengers. This Thanos' puppet.
Another pitch for you. You know that What If show they've got on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
And how they put out that Scarlet Witch episode that was just basically just a clip show from the movies?
Mm-hmm.
If they had put they put an episode for Falcon and they gave you some of his backstory there. They did an episode on Winter Soldier. They gave you a little bit of clips of the backstory. They gave you that footage we saw of him shooting the dude's son and, whatever. And then they do like this new Captain America backstory where you show how he came to be. If they had taken all of that and put those into episodes on What If, you would have had more room to work with the characters here.
Really like that.
Yeah.
So they should start using that show to do this stuff.
Thing is, What If is basically...
What If is one of the only shows, in my opinion.
Or not What If. Legends. Sorry, I'm thinking of Legends, not What If.
Well, Legends would be a smart idea.
The What If
Legends is supposed to be that catch up with the character.
Recap of the character. But
we're supposed to get what Shang-Chi's been doing up until his movie, so that we have context for it. So yeah,
they did this with the Prelude comics. Basically, the Prelude comics, but actually a series. That's such a better idea.
Yeah,
but you don't want them to be like Martian Manhunter and just pop up out of nowhere and then
and give them the most alarming and dangerous name of all time to someone who just fought off an alien. They call me a manhunter. Like, oh, okay, bye. Like,
that's probably why Bruce Wayne didn't take him seriously. Like, okay, cool. You want to join?
Like, well, I'm hallucinating right now, so fuck it.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like someone like Aquaman or Cyborg or Flash would just roast that name. Manhunter. What kind of guy are you?
Yeah. They call me the Martian Manhunter. Who calls you that? They obviously think
who calls you that.
He's cool as hell.
Did you earn that title before you got into the government? Because
why do they call you the Manhunter? Who did you hunt before you became Martian Manhunter?
And it showed up at the front door, like, yo.
Oh my god. That's GQ, actually, I didn't even think of this until you guys kind of said it. That's
GQ,
hilarious.
You were saying about What If?
No, I was just saying that What If, I feel like that's probably one of the only series on Disney Plus that has a potential to have multiple seasons because of so much material that they can mess with.
Yep. So much material, and you can go beyond it. You can create, like, you can just go and go and go and go and go. Like, you could have, if you have enough of a fan base online to want to see, like, what if this had happened?
You can take requests. You can take requests and have the thing go on forever.
Fan polls on some website, whatever.
Fan poll. All right, make it into a show. That'd be mad.
Well, one episode of the season would be
tough.
like a fan vote. Yeah.
we can actually do the thing where we can make Eric finally become Foggy in Daredevil. We can do that.
Yes.
And I'd just be like, "Go Daredevil!" And they just insert that clip, green screen me, and put me in there.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And
I'll be like a brown Bucky or something. I don't know.
If they go with the social distancing guidelines and they're doing a lot of the court on virtual?
Yeah.
And then they can just have green screen himself in.
That'd be brilliant. That'd be brilliant.
I'd just be like, objection! Overruled!
Man, this is awesome. All right, so I guess that's all the thoughts and predictions that we have for this series.
I had something. It's crazy.
Okay.
We keep skipping.
I had something crazy.
Go ahead. I got one.
Look, you remember when they went to go see all right, when back to the Isaiah thing, right? When he went to go see him. And he talking about the experiment that they did on, I'm thinking some other shit like the Tuskegee experiment or something like, oh, what, brother, you bringing all your blackness. But he turned out to get the super serum. So it was like, damn, I thought they treat that man like a slave. I'm going to tell you, they did that man wrong.
Yeah.
That's why I asked my question earlier. But yeah, my predictions is pretty much what Eric was hinting at earlier. This Captain America is not going to be who we are expecting him to be, not the good guy.
He's not going to be.
Yeah, there's going to be a conflict there, and that's going to be the end of pretty much how he ends off his Captain America reign. I'm
actually reading the US. I got this the other day. I'm actually like understanding more about John Walker because he's very interesting as a character. Because in the comics, he basically understands his like flaws, and he kind of, when Steve comes back to be Captain America, he then goes to US agent. There's clearly no Steve in the show. Like they're not gonna. I hardly doubt they're gonna bring him back just to be Cap. Obviously, nothing like that will happen because they've done with that character. Obviously, paying a lot of homage to him. But I think Sam, like what Eric said earlier on about Sam becoming I think that will definitely happen.
Unless
I
they
think
keep him around for West Coast Avengers or something.
Well,
but he'll be US agent.
My whole thing is he'll flip flop. He's going to be revealed to be a bad guy, probably because he's conflicted about being a bad guy. Like he's going to turn good and expose that all this was a bunch of horrible stuff, and so he's going to let go of the shield. So,
and he has his own shield. Then he has he's basically, they call it a vibranium disc, not a shield, but like it's basically a vibranium shield.
They'll use that to finally introduce adamantium into the MCU.
Adamantium shield.
It's funny because
that would be mad.
The thing he was saying about the super soldier serum got my brain running about like the Thunderbolts and moving forward and human experimentation and how far down the road these seasons can go till they can bring in a Weapon X project of their own and do that whole
Alpha
thing.
Flight.
Oh my god, I can't wait to see those kind of
There's
characters.
so many different we've been experimenting on people threads in the comics. Like you could just amalgamate a bunch of them and do whatever you want at this point.
And you could bring them in a bunch of shows. Like I honestly I would have loved to see a moment though with Steve and John Walker, but that's not going to happen anymore. Because in the comics, US agent has like the utmost respect for Steve. That would have been such a cool moment, man.
Don't rule anything out with that. Chris Evans is not as off the table, I think, as Robert Downey Jr.
He said he's been a bit more open about it. RDJ's just straight up, nope, not coming back.
Right.
Nope,
I think Chris Evans, I think if the context is right, if it's about a cameo, if it's about bringing something back, because we know Robert Downey Jr.
would be amazing. That would
Robert Downey Jr. still has a cameo in Black Widow.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
So, I mean, we've not even seen the last of him. They knew that movie was going to come out after Endgame. So it's like, I don't think it's impossible for us to get something, even if it's like a hologram or some kind of whatever.
Just a freaking moment with him.
Well, you know what? I think it'll be an unseen moment simply because the movie supposedly takes place between Civil War and Infinity War.
Oh, well, for Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow.
But I'm talking about this. I'm saying don't rule out that Chris Evans could.
True.
You know, I mean,
I
he's
wasn't
still
ruling
pretty
it out.
much in shape. You know,
I just doubt it. We'll see him because like he's been very like. I think he is trying to move on to do other things. He doesn't want to be stuck to Marvel. He said the reason why he didn't do Cap in the first place was because, or nearly didn't do it, is because of the commitment. He's always been about
And
so I think he wants to get away.
Which I loved. I know this is going back to you briefly, and I do have to go soon. So, but I love that they laid out what they in reality basically said to Chris Evans when he took the role of Captain America. Like when you put this on, it's about you accept the pageantry, you accept the attitude, you accept the judgment that people are going to have of you. You're an icon now. You're not just a human being who can be flawed and all that. And that was what I got the sense that Chris Evans is like, I'm kind of tired of having to live, you know, tightened up like that. You know, I want to let loose and do my, you know, more Snowpiercer, less, you know, Captain America.
Okay. All right.
I still wouldn't rule it out, man. There's always Infinity War Cap with the beard and the gruff and the grit. You know.
I was hoping we would see a cameo of that Cap at the end of Black Widow because we don't know what they were up to in the comics. They're kind of fighting guys with the Chitauri technology, whilst you know Tony Stark's creating his new suit, nanotech. But yeah, I won't rule it out for sure. Wait, Ernest, didn't you have one more thing?
No, I said mine.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, that's in my prediction. It was about Captain America, basically.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, man. So it's going to get more and more intense as each episode comes. So we will definitely return for an additional episode of Spoiler Talk. Any closing statements?
Like I said, I'm loving it so far.
I'm really worried for Eddie.
That could be the big reveal at the end of episode 3.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna have to secure these firewalls and try to see if I can get a hold of my.
It was really weird though how he was trying to bring up the thing about race and then he gets shut down like that. That was just weird.
Yeah, the timing. And then what's crazy is when he comes back, he's not talking about race anymore, so he doesn't get shut down.
Was that Eddie?
That's a great.
Was it Eddie really?
Yeah, it's a hologram. It's fake.
He was replaced.
He was
deep faked.
It was I cut off Ernest, so I'm sorry.
No, like I said, I'm loving it so far. Only concerns is pretty much the extra stuff that they had in episode 1. Other than that, I'm confident that they'll get everything together. So I'm good.
Yes, sir. Sir Dwayne.
I don't know. I'm just watching it. I hope they could get more into the villains, and then you know what I'm saying. We're starting to get there, but with it only being a few more episodes left,
I'm like, how do you do that though? Within the last
like I hope we can tie in.
They have to be building it up.
Yeah.
Unless they're giving us longer episodes, longer than 30 minutes that they're giving us. I hope they can just.
This one was 40 minutes.
Yeah,
even if you cut off the credits, it was 40 minutes.
40 something minutes. Yeah.
Oh about 40. It still feel like it's going by fast. You know, it's like it's not long enough. I guess you know.
Yeah, that's exactly.
They need to pick up the pace on the next couple of episodes. Stuff needs to detrimentally happen and make us go, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I had something I wanted to let y'all know about. I had something about this. How did y'all feel about Bucky killing old dude's son and then being friends with him?
That moment is coming. You know he's gonna have to eventually tell him.
Yeah. I was losing my shit though.
I'm not ready.
I want to know. I want to know that reveal. I'm
not ready for that.
What I really want to know.
It messed me up. Did
you see the memes, GQ? There were some memes.
That's the thing. It's so deep. That could be its own movie. That's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they have like 4 movies that I want to watch going at the same time right now, and they got 2 hours of my life left to pay them off. Like that's
Right. Yeah.
Whoa.
That was crazy, man.
Yeah. Well, definitely, we will return next week for another episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier Spoiler Talk. Until then, y'all have a lovely
Oh, he was
day.
going then.
Yeah.